So Crysis 2 and the GTX 590 are both out. So for this heavyweight battle, I have the GTX 590 as well as the Radeon HD 6990, and then whatever else I get around to benchmarking before the end of the day. You can see my video card box is right there. So I'll figure out what makes sense, but I'm going to do some Crysis 2 benchmarks. Since this is my first time benching Crysis 2, I just want to show you guys what methodology I'll be using to test it. So first of all, you can see in the options I have configured it at 1080p with no VSync so that I can get a more accurate reading. You can see the frame rate can clearly go over 1,000 in the menu, and I'm using the extreme system spec. And then that's pretty much it. There's honestly, it just reeks of console port. It just does. I mean, you turn it on, it asks you to adjust your TV, and then you go in there. There's no real anti-aliasing options or anything like that. The reason that I am using the options that are in here rather than customizing things in the control panel is that I want you guys to be able to replicate the results easily at home. So here we go. I am going to go ahead and resume my game. It also does not have save games or loading games or load games, so I have to just play through a particular checkpoint and then make sure that I die before I get to the next checkpoint, which is epic fail. So basically I'm going to point myself this way, I'm going to press my benchmark start button, and I will be playing for 2 minutes. I have a little route that I'm going to follow, and I'll be focused mostly on following my path and less on killing specific guys. So I go to that one side, make sure he's dead, and then I'm going to head towards the camp that I have to infiltrate. I'm going to be using a walking speed so that my run-throughs will be fairly consistent. And this guy can die now. I am playing on easy mode. Sorry guys, it just really is a lot easier to benchmark on easy than it is to benchmark on like hard mode, because this guy, he won't turn around on easy and I can kill him instead of trying to deal with whatever he's going to be throwing at me if I don't kill him ahead of time. So I'm going to go up these stairs here. Should be a guy here. Let's see. There he is. Hello. Now you're dead. And now you're dead. There we go. I'm going to head down this way and back towards the entrance where he'll die. And this is, like I said, it's about a 2-minute run through. You'll die. And the most important thing is just lots of scenery. I'm going to blow up some barrels later on just to see how low the frame rate dips. And following the same consistent run through is what I am aiming for here. So you guys can die. Yay, spray and pray, you can die. And then I'm going to be headed over here to blow up these barrels, and hopefully they'll stop shooting me. Boom! Very nice. And then I'm going to wait here for Fraps to stop recording and just do some sniping from here. So this should give me fairly consistent results based on what I've seen so far. And when Fraps stops recording, it'll show the frame rate counter up in the top right again. There we go. So Fraps has stopped recording. So here, I'll share with you guys in the intro my results with Crysis 2 running at 1080p in the extreme preset with the GTX 590. So then all I do is go into my Fraps folder, go into my benchmarks folder, and bring up this little file. So that is what I use to compile my results. I'm going to run some other video cards through this game and find out how they stack up in this latest and greatest Crysis 2 title. Bear in mind, guys, it's not DirectX 11 yet because there's no patch for it at the moment. So what I'll probably do is retest once we have DirectX 11 as well. So I will not be releasing a Crysis 2 GPU guide video today because there are some issues with the game. So number one, with my Radeon 6990, and just for giggles, I tried a different one to see if that would fix the problem. It did not. With my 6990, I get this awesome flickering issue. Outstanding. So there's a 13-page thread on some Crysis forum or other where anyone running multi-GPU is complaining about flickering, performance issues. Some people are getting the bloom effects flickering, others are getting shadows flickering. I'm getting the whole screen flickering, so I have no idea what that means in terms of this performance number and how close that is to how it'll actually run. But like, look at this. Isn't this outstanding? I could get a headache playing like this in like a minute. I mean, the game runs, I suppose, but Yeah, it's pretty apparent that nobody at EA or Crytek thought it necessary to ever test the game with a multi-GPU setup based on how many people are having issues. So my performance review will have to wait. And so yeah, on the NVIDIA side, guess what? This is actually kind of funny because where did my GTX 590 go? Oh, here it is. The GTX 590 actually runs Crysis 2 just fine. I get 91.7 FPS compared to 62 FPS at the same settings with the GTX 580. So that's probably about right considering how much lower it's clocked and sort of decent but not great scaling. But get this, my GTX 580 SLI setup actually scores only about 57 frames per second with my same playthrough. So that means that while it doesn't flicker like the 6990 does, my performance actually goes down in SLI with my particular SLI setup. Some people running SLI are complaining about flickering and other random issues too, but that doesn't seem to be the problem I'm having with my system. I've tried wiping drivers. There's a fix out there. It involves renaming the EXE, which because I'm using a Steam copy, I cannot do. So guys, basically this is just a teaser video that I will be doing a performance review of Crysis 2 as soon as I'm able to run all of my cards with it, and I will be including as many GPUs as I possibly can to give you guys the most comprehensive results. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and delays, apparently.